Well, thank you, Chairman Murkowski. I was talking to Sam Fowler a minute ago. I've probably been to this committee 100 times, and this is the first time I've actually looked at senators in my testimony. So you look differently in the front than you do from behind.
We've been told that.
But Chairman Murkowski and Ranking Member Manchin and members of the committee, thank you for having me here today. I'm grateful to the President for nominating me to this position, and thank Secretary Bernhardt for his support. I would also like to recognize my family that's here today. We've shrunk by one since yesterday, as my wife is ill today and can't make it, but my daughter Morgan is... You moved.
Welcome,
my daughter Morgan
Morgan.
is just finished her sophomore year at Wake Forest as an engineering student and is doing an internship up in New York and is down here to support her dad today. So Morgan, thank you for coming along.
We appreciate that, and we hope that your wife gets well.
And my youngest daughter, Ella, is just finished the 8th grade. She's not here. She's studying for the SSAT under the event that she may have to apply for a new school next year, so she couldn't join us today either. But I'm going to jump through my opening remarks because Senator Enzi and Senator Brasso and even Senator Manchin mentioned much about my career. But I would like to highlight that we're privileged, the four of us, to live just south of Grand Teton National Park. It's in the Yellowstone ecosystem, and each year our community hosts millions of visitors who come to visit two of the world's most majestic national parks. They also marvel at the abundance of wildlife we all enjoy, thanks to wise management by state and federal officials, and the National Elk Refuge that's located in the heart of our valley. But I know simply living in a special place is not sufficient justification to ask for your support for this important position, overseeing the National Park Service and the Fish and Wildlife Service. As Senator Enzi mentioned, my journey here began several decades ago when I was hired as a park ranger in Grand Teton National Park. There I patrolled the park's rivers and lakes, worked with the mountain rescue team, enforced game and fish regulations, performed law enforcement operations and emergency medical services on the park's highways, and traveled for days at a time in the backcountry on skis as part of my job. And in the winter or in the fall, if my job ended early, I worked at an elk hunting camp in the nearby national forest. But it wasn't those daily adventures that made the most profound impact on me. It was the number of issues that swirled around the park when I was there. It was a place where dignitaries from around the world traveled to attend the Second World Conference of National Parks, and where the President of the United States came to relax. Up the road in Yellowstone, a raging debate was underway about how to wean grizzly bears off human garbage. And in the Tetons, a vibrant conversation was underway about fire management, search and rescue, and visitor use and resources protection. Trying to figure out how to become more involved in these debates that were so interesting to me prompted me to quit that job, volunteer on a campaign for the United States Senate, which I arrived in Washington, had a job as an LA for the Energy or EPW committee, and eventually as minority staff director of this committee. And along the way, it's been a fascinating journey about the important mission of the Park Service and the Fish and Wildlife Service, the very important role that both the federal government and Congress plays in solving these complicated problems, and knowing that winning everything, some people seldom win by winning everything, and it's the bipartisan decisions that are the lasting ones. And if confirmed for this important position, I'm committed to working constructively with Congress on behalf of the parks, refuges, fish, and wildlife, because I strongly believe if well-meaning people engage in good faith and communicate effectively, the opportunity to do good things for these special resources are unlimited. So thank you for the opportunity to be here, Madam Chairman, and I look forward to answering questions.